Y'all, it was only 9 degrees out last night. Winter is officially here. We got a pretty major winter storm the past few nights, and let's just say we found a couple of more projects that we wanted to take care of before winter really sets in. This is our very first season trying our hand at like intense winter camping, and not just a couple of nights, the whole season. We are preparing our 1978 vintage holiday Rambler for a full winter season in the mountains, and I am a little scared but excited. We are huge snowboarders and we've got our season passes for the season, and we are ready to hunker down and have a great winter. We were just kind of settling into RV life itself when we moved RV parks, so we were still kind of in the process. Hello! So we were still kind of in the process of collecting things like hoses, sewer hoses, jacks, stabilizers. RV life has a lot more components to it than I was expecting, and 1000% a lot more components than van life or car camping, the stuff we have experience in, you know. Like I said, our camper is very old and is not a winterized 4-season camper, so we are kind of playing it by ear, and we're taking some extra precautions to keep things like our ancient plumbing system and all of that intact through the season. We tried out our wood burning stove for the very first time last week, and let me just tell you, 100% worth it. It is so cozy. It gets so incredibly warm in here, warmer than the space heater, which is great because we actually pay metered electric at this RV site. So we're gonna try and balance out the cost of our heating with the wood burning stove. The other major decision that we've come to as the winter season approaches is not to use our built-in plumbing system in the trailer. We do not want to risk a burst pipe. It is below freezing most of the winter season here, so that would just require a lot of turning things on and off, being really diligent, and we're just not willing to take the risk. We are going to do a full bathroom renovation on the camper. We've been calling it the Green Bean recently, and it's fitting. So we'll be doing a full bathroom renovation on the Green Bean probably in the spring or summer of next year. It's just not the season for us to get that done right now. So for a temporary toilet solution that is not our built-in RV yucky toilet, we will be going kind of a homemade DIY composting toilet kind of route. Basically, the gist of this intro is that I've been ordering a lot of stuff on Amazon. We have a lot of projects to finish up, and winter is already here. I feel like the people at the front office probably think we're insane with the number of Amazon packages that we've gotten in the last week. They're probably wondering where we're putting all this crap in our tiny camper. I am wondering the same thing. So the first thing we ordered is a heated hose. I actually did not know that they made these, and they're really cool. Basically just plugs in and warms the hose to prevent the water hydrant from freezing. We do not want to be responsible for freezing up the RV park. Someone actually did that at the RV park we worked at last winter, and it was a hot mess. So heated hose, they're like 60 bucks and just prevents a lot of risk. I also ordered us a little toilet seat for the little composting toilet that we're gonna whip up. It's not gonna be anything fancy, just kind of bucket style, and then we'll have our pee jug from the van. But since it's already been so cold, we have lots of fun little hacks that we've already figured out, and with the wood burning stove getting as hot as it did, which I wasn't expecting, I think we're gonna be totally fine. The first thing that we've noticed now that the temperatures have really started to drop is that our windows are a major source of heat loss. Josh and I were actually going back and forth on this a lot before it got super cold. He wanted to put plastic over top of the windows to kind of seal the heat in here. I was not super excited by the idea. I just didn't think it would look that great, and I didn't think it would be that big of a problem, and then it got really cold and turns out it's a problem. So there is now plastic over a majority of the windows in the camper. He also did both of the windows on either side of the bed. So I am definitely gonna have to get a little bit more creative with lighting for vlogs, but it was so much warmer in here last night. I'm not even worried about it. The forecast this week is such a blessing. It's going to be back up in the 40s for like 4 days straight. So we're gonna try and really focus this week and get these winter prep projects done. I am just waiting for Josh to get home from work tonight, and then we're probably going to have another fire in the wood burning stove. We've honestly been loving it. Every spare minute he has, he's in here making a fire, making the camper all cute and cozy for us, and I am living for it. It is an insanely beautiful day out today, so I got some movement in the sun, and I figured since I'm warmed up and I'm out here, I would tackle a few more winter projects. We are going to put the plastic over the window behind the bed and wrap my bike up for the season because the snow is coming. This is kind of just step one for winterizing this window. I think between the plastic and the insulation should be totally good. The last thing I wanted to do while we're out here is throw away my pumpkins. This always makes me so sad, but last year I forgot to do this before the snow moved in, and they were disgusting this spring. So, bye pumpkins. Y'all know I love beanie season because that means I can hide my messy hair a little bit easier, but it is officially shower day. The showers here are so nice, and we are not new to the using gym public shower game after 4 years of van life. But it's definitely been a bit of an adjustment, especially in the winter season, to re-get used to like walking back and forth to take a shower instead of just being able to take a shower. I will say out of all the campgrounds or places that we've stayed, the facilities here are on the nicer side, but they don't seem to have very good heat. Getting out of a steaming hot shower to an ice cold changing room is brutal, and Josh came up with probably one of my favorite winter camping hacks ever. We found this little heater on Amazon. I will put the link in the description box if any of you guys are interested, but I just packed this in my little shower bag. It's a tiny space heater that just plugs into a regular wall plug, which is so cool, and it is far more efficient than I was really expecting, and it kind of cranks. We originally bought this to use in the bathroom in our camper because it's separated by a door. The heater for the main part of the house doesn't really reach the bathroom, and getting up to go pee in the middle of the night to a freezing cold bathroom also sucks. So we just keep this running in there pretty much all the time just to keep all of our plumbing and all that stuff at a good temperature. The winters here are crazy harsh. Last winter the lows reached like -40, so I figure having an extra space heater can't hurt, and now getting out of the shower will be much less of an ordeal, and maybe I will resist it less and wash my hair more. Back on the spray bottle train. One of my favorite van life hacks for saving water, and now our go-to for not using our plumbing system in the winter.
When I think of how to dig a little deeper into what happiness is as a three-legged stool, each of the legs. So it's this, how do we actually feel this feeling?
I'll save you the visual of the dirty dishwater. Basically, I'm just going to take this outside and dump it in the sewer hole. For those of you that are unfamiliar with RV sites, the RV septic is basically just a hole in the ground and you connect from there. So I just dumped this in the hole. And just like that, clean kitchen. So I usually put the dirty dishes in here, and that way I have lots of room to wash and make sure that no water goes down the drain. I honestly love our kitchen so much. Can you guys tell that we like coffee? It's honestly been so nice, and even using the spray bottle, I don't mind it too much. It's so cozy and it feels like my own little cottage. We are wrapping up our winterization projects today because we're headed out on a little weekend getaway to the Salt Lake City area. There is a hot spring I've been really wanting to take Josh to for a while, and now that we actually have weekends to get away, we are taking full advantage of it. I also have a flight out of Salt Lake on Monday, so we're kind of getting the camper ready for us to be gone for a little bit, and I'm helping Josh finish up as many of our winterization projects as we can. When we moved into this RV park, they are in the middle of an expansion, so they said there was a potential for us to have to move before winter. So we've been waiting for their final word on that to do our skirting, so Josh will probably work on that while I am gone. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get that done this week. We're gonna stop in the office today and ask if it's okay if he goes ahead and takes care of that next week. It's getting a little bit late into the season and we'd really prefer to do it before it snows too much. Since we've already stopped using our plumbing system inside, it's like almost 50 degrees out today, so warm. We are gonna go ahead and fully flush out our tanks before we leave. So essentially we'll just empty our gray and black tanks and then run a ton of water through the system to clean the hose out and put the hose up and away for the winter. This is definitely not the most glamorous part of RV life, and I'm kind of happy to be done with it for the season. It's been so warm and cozy in here the last few nights. We've been using the space heater a lot less this week, so I think all of the steps that we've taken have definitely made a huge difference. Now that we've got the hoses flushed and all of the tanks emptied, I think, other than the skirting, we are officially ready for the winter season, and I am so excited to snowboard. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and spending this week with us. I know this wasn't like the most adventurous week, but there is a lot of logistics that go into living this way, especially for a winter season as harsh as the ones where we're living. I thought it would be some good info to share, and there was definitely a lot more involved in the process than I was even expecting, but it feels really good to be ready and not like scrambling at the last minute while it's snowing, which is kind of usually our go-to. But we are packing up the van to hit the road, so I will leave you guys here for the week. I have a lot of fun stuff coming up, and then when I get home it will be time to decorate for Christmas, and the mountain will be open for the season, so it will officially be time for a ton of snowboarding vlogs because we have passes and there's a shuttle from this resort to the mountain. So we are officially ready for the snow. But I'm way behind on packing and I've been procrastinating a little, so I'll see you in the next one.